Hi, I'm Douglas Kirk with a message about domestic violence. If you've read my books, the Look For Me, I Will Find You series, which includes the titles Look For Me, I Will Find You, Missing You, and Everything to Me, you know that what I'm trying to do through my characters is offer hope, a second chance. If you've read the books, you know that we talk about people who are guardian angels to help change things, make things better. I hope there's a guardian angel in your life, because if you suffer from domestic violence, I know you're hurting. I know that things are really miserable for you. The tragic statistic is that 1 in every 4 American women, that's 25%, has been abused at one time or another in their lives. Now, domestic violence comes in different forms. Basically, physical violence or verbal violence, or both. The verbal violence is psychological. You're too fat, you're too stupid, you're not good enough, do this, do that. The physical abuse, the push, the pull, the pinch, the hit, maybe being forced to do something sexually that you don't want to do. Both of these things make your life miserable. And yet, it comes from a person that is supposed to love you. You certainly love him. You wouldn't be in the relationship if you didn't. And most women feel that they can change their men. I think women are born with hope. Hope that they can make the guy better. Hope that they can fix the little problems that he has. Well, domestic abuse is not a little problem. And as much as you might hope that it is and hope that it'll go away, it won't. The syndrome grows. It starts with a little verbal comment or the push or the pull. And it evolves into the knockdown, drag-out fights. The horrible things that a person can say to another person. And then the smacks, the double-up fist right in your face. Your eye swells up, maybe your cheekbone is broken or your jaw. You bleed, you cry, you bruise. You curl up in a little ball and hope that he won't hit you again. And then after he beats you, he apologizes. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me. I went into a mini coma. I was legally insane. It'll never happen again. And he'll buy you flowers or candy or gifts. And for a while things will look better. But we know statistically that in domestic abuse it seldom, if ever, gets better. What happens is it spirals downward. It gets worse and worse and worse. The episodes become more frequent and they become more violent. All the while you hold on to the hope that you can change him, you can fix him, you can put him back to the way he was before he was like this. You never would have fallen in love with a guy that would do this to you. You did because you didn't know he was going to do this to you. And now that you're learning that he's capable of that, you have so much time and effort invested into the relationship, you don't want to give it up. And plus you're embarrassed. Your family members don't know. Your neighbors don't know, your coworkers don't know, and it's hard for you to reach out and to say to somebody, this is happening to me, because you feel like you're the one at fault. But the fact is, it's not your fault. Domestic violence is learned, and men who are around domestic violence when they're kids, when they see their father beat their mother, they then have a greater propensity to become abusers themselves. When women see their father beat their mother, They have a greater tendency to think that domestic violence is okay, and they tolerate it. And it can be something as simple as yelling, heated exchanges. That's still abuse. No woman deserves to be treated that way, ever. Women are to be respected, held in esteem, put up on a pedestal. And a relationship should be equal. The money should be shared. The responsibilities should be shared. You're not a slave. You're not supposed to do the cooking and the cleaning and not get any money. I mean, he earns the money, he puts it in a separate bank account, and you don't get any of it? And yet you're taking care of the household? Or suppose you're working outside the home and he grabs the money that comes from your paycheck. That's not right. A relationship should be an equal thing. Now, the reason people abuse others is because it's a power trip. It's a control thing. And there are people on this planet who get off on controlling others. If they can frighten you, they like that. If they can beat you into a corner, they like that. If they can make you afraid to say hello to somebody, they like that. Sometimes they'll go into a jealous rage. But they like how it feels. And that's why they keep doing it. Yeah, they're going to be remorseful right after they beat you. Sometimes that remorse is because they really do feel bad that they just did something to another human being that's inexcusable. Or they feel bad that, gee whiz, she's bleeding and bruised and she's got to go to work tomorrow and I might get caught. A lot of cases they just set it up where you don't go to work. You don't do anything. You're trapped. And if you feel trapped in your relationship with another human being, there's something wrong. If they control who you talk to, how long you talk to somebody, who you call, who you write, who you text, who you talk to on the internet, if they control that, then there's something wrong with the relationship. You would never do that to them. You wouldn't get away with it. They wouldn't let you. It's not equal. It's not fair. And the put-downs, I mean, does a guy come and say you're fat, or you're unworthy, or you're ugly, or you're not what you used to be? Well, he isn't either, you know. And he's probably not a perfect specimen. You don't say that to your loved one. You don't say to him that, oh, you're no good. You don't say that. You try to support them for whatever they are. None of us are perfect. But the put down, see, that's the controlling thing. That makes it where you think you don't have any choice. You have no options. And if there's kids in the relationship, I mean, obviously you love your kids, you want to be around your kids. He knows that, and that's why he holds that over your head. Oh, if you say anything, you'll lose custody of the child. If there's a divorce, you'll never see these children again. Or if I hear you talking to so-and-so, that's it. You're going to be kicked out of this relationship, and I'm going to go with the kids, and you're going to be on the street. See, that's part of the put down. They say you're unworthy. You don't have the ability to earn a living. You're going to be totally out on the street because you're totally dependent on him. It takes a few years for them to beat you down to get you to the point where you believe that. But the fact of the matter is, you are a capable human being, and you are capable of doing things, and you can learn skills. If you don't already have them, you can learn skills. You can be employed. One of the things that's important to realize is that you are not alone. There's so many women that are going through this that it's an epidemic. And yet it's a dirty little secret. We don't talk about it in society. The women that are getting beaten, they kind of stay away from others when they're bruised up. Or maybe the spouse won't let them out of the house at all. But you're not alone. There's shelters out there. There are people that care. Your family members probably care more than you realize. Your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. That's not always true, but lot of times it is, and they don't know that you need help because you're too embarrassed to ask them. Or maybe you have a good friend who you've confided in. Don't be afraid to ask that friend for help, because friends sometimes are very important in a life. And you find out where your friends are when you're in trouble. When you're in trouble and you ask for help and the friends show up, and that means something. I wrote these books in the Look For Me, I Will Find You series in less than 12 months. 4 books, 4 novels in 12 months. I don't know what drove me to write the books. I have talked about it in other venues where I got the idea. I think the main thing that really pushed me is the fact that I want people to understand that we are not alone. I don't know what a guardian angel is. In the books, I have a proposal. I propose an answer to that. And I don't know what effect guardian angels actually have on your life, but I think they do have an effect. You have to be open to it. You have to listen for it. When you're in trouble, you need to look around and say, where's my guardian angel? And if you're lucky, the guardian angel will show up and help you. And one of the reasons the books are so popular is because it's kind of a fantasy world that we can actually go back and have a second chance. We can change things. The guardian angels can help us out. And then as we go through life, we get more and more knowledge, and so we do better and better. If you're suffering from domestic violence, do something about it. Don't just sit there and take it. There are people that will help you. And yes, deep in your heart, you know that it's not right. And you know that you shouldn't have to put up with this. You shouldn't have to suffer with this. Yes, you hope that you can change him, and yes, you hope that this is just a temporary thing, but we all know that it's not. I wish that I could reach out and help everybody that listens to this audio. I wish there was a way that I could just extend a hug. I mean, if that helps, I wish that I could do that. I can't. So I'll continue to write my books. I hope the books are helpful to you. I hope that at least those of you that are suffering in this way, you can read the books and just for a while feel better. You're important. You're capable. You're intelligent. You don't have to put up with abuse. If you want, log your comments below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And just know that no matter where you are in these United States or around the world, there are shelters that'll help you. There are people that can talk to you. There are counselors. And I hope that this message has been helpful.